All right, up and away we go. Another venture down Verde and Black Way on Matchday -1. Welcome in, everyone. Adrian Healey in the company of Michael Lahoud. We are presented by PointsBet, founding partner of Austin FC, coming to you from St. David's Performance Center ahead of Michael Austin's trip to play the Galaxy. Their second trip to LA in 3 weeks. First game of the season against the Galaxy. Here we are, 8 points from 7 games, just the wrong side of the playoff line. But looking below us, we see the LA Galaxy, who are sitting on 3 points from their 7 games, having lost the LA Derby. So let me start with this little poser. Is this the sort of game that Austin want right now as we're trying to kind of turn the season in the right direction?
How do you say absolutely in as many languages around?
Absolutement.
Absolutamente. Yes, this is the team that you want. This is the matchup that you want. This is an LA Galaxy team that is there for the taking. They've shown it in a variety of ways. And whenever you come off a loss against a big rival, you're most vulnerable.
What sort of questions do you think Josh Wolf is pondering heading into this game? Lineup-wise, and maybe tactically we can get into. But lineup-wise, now suddenly, the injury bug has hit. We didn't have it hit at all last week. Now we're down Diego Fagundes. We're down Jan Kolmanic. Not sure if Cascante is going to be back, but there may be some different decisions to make, both in center of defense, maybe in midfield, maybe on the wings. What are the most important decisions for you, Michael?
I'm looking at the very top of the tree.
Yeah,
is who do you start with? Gyasi Zardes hasn't gotten the nod the last 2 matches in a row. Remember, Gyasi Zardes is from LA, an LA Galaxy Youth Academy product going back to Cali. Could he be inspired to deliver that performance we've all been waiting for? He's who I'm leaning towards to get the nod.
Yeah, you would think, wouldn't you? So often going back to former stomping grounds kind of inspires you as a player. I'm sure you've been familiar with that feeling.
Oh, yeah, inspired by the food scene, inspired by what's happening on the field. Probably too much of the food scene the night before games for me during my playing days. But I wonder what's going on through Gyasi Zardes. I can only imagine, being a former player, is you have your family in front of you.
Yeah.
You can't underestimate the X factor of motivation that's beyond the field, that creeps in. When you have your family, when you have your friends, that element of being back to a place that you once called home, you're going to be even more motivated to make a statement, and I think he will be.
Yeah. Brad Stuver is someone, we'll talk about him a little later. Brad Stuver is someone who's enjoyed his previous trips to the former Home Depot Center and clashes with Chicharito. 2 penalty saves against Chicharito in both our trips there in club history.
Oh, he will be feeling even more confident coming off the recent performance that he had against the Vancouver Whitecaps. I thought he was one of the best players, and that game seemed to be a goalkeeper battle. This past week. And Stuver, I think, had the slighter edge in some of the breakout saves and really pivotal moments that he had. Confidence is everything between the sticks, and confidence is everything to that back line right now in the form of Brad Stuver. Going up against a Chicharito that is still trying to find himself.
Yeah.
Although he scored a lot of goals, double digits again for the Galaxy last year, I still have question marks about, is he the sort of guy that the Galaxy can count on to lead them to the promised land?
Yeah. Final thought on the Galaxy. We've faced 3 common opponents so far this season, and we have almost identical results against those common opponents. LAFC, we've both lost to LAFC. There's most recently both lost to the Houston Dynamo, and are both drawn at home against Vancouver. So I don't know if you read anything into those common results, but
sometimes I do.
Yeah.
But it's different against this version of the LA Galaxy. Looking at the game itself, and when you peel back the stats, I know I've seen a lot of writings about XG, and I don't care about XG. XG is a stat. It's really to see what sort of ambition do we have? Do we believe that we can really go there and get these 3 points? I think 3 points are there for the taking, but the game will have to be managed.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. It is right there for the taking, and 3 points kind of changes the conversation, doesn't it? 3 points away from home, especially against a team like the Galaxy. The first team aren't the only team will be traveling to LA this weekend. Austin FC 2 also play away against the Galaxy the day after, on Sunday. They arrive in Carson in great form. 4-0-1 after 5 games, sitting atop the Western Conference of MLS Next Pro and looking to continue what's been a great start for Brett Utley's team.
Can we give a little golf clap for Austin FC too? I love everything I'm seeing from these young players, whether they're from the academy. Golf clap to Micah Burton as well, getting his first professional goal.
Yes.
Against St. Louis City.
Yep.
Love that for him. He's
first of many, we believe.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but he's having already a wonderful start to his young career with U17s, now this moment. And I love what I'm seeing from the likes of Ocampo Chavez.
Yeah.
I think he is a player who's very unselfish, can score you goals, already has 2 goals, has 2 assists to his name in the last couple matches. And we've given Valentin Noel plaudits. This is a team that's well-rounded and will get better and better as the season goes on.
Yes, indeed. Remember their home games at Palmer Field at St. David's Performance Center, where they've been perfect. Let's see if they can go on the road and bring points back and stay atop the Western Conference. So that's Austin FC 2 in action on Sunday. Something that's in action every day that envelops all of us here in Verde and Black Nation is the Lahoud mood. You were curious last week, as I was. I thought you summed up the mood perfectly. Where does the mood meter lie this week heading into the City of Angels?
I'm not just smirking because Austin are going back to the West Coast, a place that's near and dear to my heart.
Yeah.
But I'm smirking for this week's Lahoud mood. The mood is ambitious, Adrian.
Yep.
And for Austin FC to have the ambition to get these 3 points that are there for the taking, they'll have to do these 2 Matchday -1 things. Number 1, it's defensive transition. LA Galaxy, watching the LAFC game, the El Tráfico Derby, they were woeful in defensive transition. They play very expansive, throw a lot of numbers forward. I don't think they have the mobility to get back on defense. And number 2, it's killer instinct. When you have that transition moment, when you have numbers in attack, having the likes of whether it's Diassi or Maxi, Sebastian Driussi, Emiliano Rigoni, get to goal as fast as you can. I thought LAFC and other teams that have punished him do that really well, and it shows in the score lines.
So speed of transition, I love it. And you know, the pressure is firmly on the Galaxy for all the reasons we've already highlighted, bottom of the tape, but they have to come out and take this game to Austin, don't they? So you think there could be areas to exploit because of that.
Bergman. He's the guy that I'm looking at. I think a player like Danny Pereira. We saw it in the Vancouver game. We've seen it at different times at Q2 Stadium and on the road. When he picks up a ball, he breaks that first line of pressure on the dribble. The whole canvas changes. Look for him to do that on the dribble and then make an incisive pass to the likes of a Sebastian Driussi or Rigoni or whoever's playing up top.
Or to take a pot shot himself. I tell you, I thought that was the breakthrough moment for him because he hasn't scored at Q2 yet, and he's that hit late on against Vancouver. The more I look back at the replay, that was a great save from Takeoka to deny him because that ball was knuckling.
Yeah, Danny Pereira has that in his locker.
Yeah,
we saw it last year when he got a couple goals. You see that confidence. Now it's just developing that instinct to take the game by the scruff of the neck in the final third. He has it in him.
So we mentioned one of the goalies from last week responsible for the stalemate. The other, though, much nearer and dearer to our hearts, Mr. Stuver up there. Another great performance last Saturday at Q2. What more can we say about Brad? I mean, he's just really. He seems to have even taken it to another level this year. I mean, at home, our defensive record, save for the home opener, has been really good. Two clean sheets in the last 3, and Stuver a big reason for those.
I look back to some of the wins and results we've gotten this season.
Yep.
Brad Stuver knows this, that when he's called upon, which you will have to be called upon given the nature of how MLS games go, you can have 15 shots, the other team can have 1, and somehow you finish 1-1. That is the parity that lies within this league. He has risen to the occasion. As of late, he is becoming the Verde Wall.
Yes.
And I hope he continues to be the Verde Wall. He will feel very buoyed by the fact that he's facing a Galaxy attack that is sputtering. I think the Galaxy, they will shoot from distance. You saw that with Boyd, with the shot he had. Stuver is becoming an even better shot stopper, but not giving up as much rebounds as we've seen in the last 2 years. Yeah.
Loved 2 of his saves in particular on Saturday, which I thought were game-saving saves. The Brian White save early in the second half. Right at the end of the first half, Betcher on the breakthrough.
Oh, my gosh.
After the back pass from Gallagher.
I don't know which one I liked even more. I think the Betcher save, because 1v1, most keepers are stranded on an island. He comes And the whole time, when you slow the play down, you see that Brad Stuver's in control of the moment. The composure and the control is what I like that I see from him.
Yeah. And not only that, he keeps a clean sheet on Saturday night, but then the next day, laundry project, talking of clean, I mean, another 2,000 loads of laundry he managed to put through for free as part of the laundry project, supporting lower income families through clean laundry and linens. He and his wife Ashley are just doing just amazing work in that department, aren't they?
They're not just advocates, and you see this throughout the game and throughout different sports. You have players in different leagues who are just athletes. He is more than an athlete. He's shown it time and time again. I love Brad Stuver, the human being, even more than I love Brad Stuver, the goalkeeper. And I love Brad Stuver, the goalkeeper.
Yeah, as a human being, fantastic. He even steps up and does post-game interviews for Apple TV, which isn't easy when things haven't gone your way. So, so full credit to Mr. Stuver. On the subject of cleans, I think we're on that subject. A moment of gratitude, and the men behind the scene, Michael, you know how important they are to any pro soccer team. The men who keep the kit and the equipment and everything in order. Andrew Roberts and Vicente Luis are those men here at Austin. Just in your experience, how valuable is it to have people that know exactly what they're doing in that role?
I remember my rookie year when I was at Chivas USA, one of the best advice that I got from the veterans is said, the most important person that you'll have throughout your career is not your agent, it's not a manager, it's the kit man. Stay close to the kit man, because that's who takes care of you in ways of getting the right boots, in maybe offering suggestions on things that you don't even know, and really a confidant. So kudos to the backroom staff. I think Austin FC have done an amazing job of recruiting not just good people at their job, but even better human beings to the players.
Andrew Roberts and Vicente Luis are our guys in that department. So big gratitude to them. So we'll end that for now. As always, the tune-in details for Austin FC at the Galaxy are Apple TV, the MLS Season Pass. Again, a 7:30 local start, Pacific time, which means it's 9:30 p.m. here in Austin. It'll be Mark Rogodino and Heath Pierce on the call. Michael,
former teammate.
Yes. Oh, he's a former teammate, isn't he? He probably still lives in LA as well.
He does, North Redondo.
Mr. Heath Pierce. So, so they're on the call for the game. I get to travel to the Great Pacific Northwest this week for a little Seattle, Minnesota, which actually should be a good game.
Don't sleep on that game.
We're playing both of those teams soon as well. So. Good little scouting trip for me as well. But enjoy the game Saturday night. 3 points there for the taking. And if you want more of a refresher in terms of the game day build-up, Verde Lights, that's on the CW every Saturday. 2 showings, 11:30 a.m. and 5 p.m. Me and Michael on board for that. So we'll see you then. We'll talk to you next week. Thanks for being on board.